guys, I will be right back. I swear. Okay, guys, I am so sorry about that. I am so sorry. As soon as I hit the live button, Spike started barking to go out. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is the attempted honor killing trial. I want to put murder before trial so bad because it's such a habit. But no one died. Yay! Yay for no one died. Yay. But this is going to be a very, very sensitive trial, y'all. Hi, my name's Debbie. Welcome to my channel. I don't want y'all to fight or get divisive or mean or nasty or... I've got a really good chat. You guys are very, very nice and sweet and lovable, understanding people. But if we get any newcomers, I don't want there to be any meanness or nastiness or anything like that. Because this trial is very sensitive. So I'm going to write what I'm going to write. I'm going to read what Judy wrote in the chat. This trial has very sensitive content. Remember, we are a PG channel and Debbie is requesting no attacking other chatters, political, religious, hate speech, racist, sexist, bigoted, or violent remarks. Ihsan Ali and his wife Zahraa Ali are facing several charges, including attempted murder, DV, assault, following an incident at Timberline High School on October 18th, 2024. Hey, Flash. Hey, Jill. Yes, please do not feed the trolls. But I was worried when I did the Jose Ibarra trial and we didn't have any problems. I was a much smaller channel then, too, though. I'm still a small channel, so maybe we won't have any problems. I hear noise from the court, although we've got a really... We don't have a clock to look at this time. Or a ceiling fan. I don't know what we're looking at. Oh, they just panned down away from it, so doesn't matter. Yeah. Court TV even has comments turned off on.
We are present on 24-1-130234 and 24-1-132534. State versus Ali. Ms. Stone and Ms. Zoe are present on behalf of the state. Mr. Kading is present with Mr. Ali, representing Mr. Ali, and Mr. Leary is present with Mrs. Ali and representing Mrs. Ali. We are before the court on a continuation of trial. My understanding is that we have a new and or different interpreter this morning, and therefore I need to swear that interpreter in. If she would come forward, please. Up to the podium. Good morning. And do you have an oath on file with the Administrative Office of the Courts in Washington?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will make a true interpretation to Mr. Ali and Mrs. Ali of all things said in court, translating them to a language which they understand, and that you would repeat back any statements that they have for the court, translating them to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
And will you please state your name and credentials?
Sure. For the record, my name is Christine Fatouche, Fattouche, certified Arabic language interpreter.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Ms. Stone, any preliminary issues from the state this morning?
No, Your Honor, not from the state, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kading, any preliminary issues this morning?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kading, do you intend to give an opening statement this morning, or do you intend to reserve?
I will give one, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. O'Leary, any preliminary issues this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor. No.
And do you intend to give an opening statement or reserve?
I intend to give one.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Please bring in the jury. Please be seated. Good morning, members of the jury, and welcome back. As I told you on Thursday, what we are starting with this morning, we'll start with opening statements. So if This time, if you would please give your attention to Ms. Zoe as she makes an opening statement on behalf of the plaintiff, the state of Washington.
Get off of her. Let go of her. Somebody call the cops. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, those were some of the frantic words from numerous Timberline High School students as they watched the defendant, Ihsan Ali, put his 17-year-old daughter, Fatima Ali, in a headlock at the inner city transit bus stop in front of Timberline High School. Those were the same frantic words from the same set of students as they watched Mr. Ali compress Fatima's neck until her eyes rolled into the back of her head, until her face turned pale, and until she lost consciousness. And those were the same frantic words from the same set of students as they watched the defendant, Zahraa Ali, who arrived at the bus stop scene later on, and rather than help her daughter, Mrs. Ali also put her hands and arms around her daughter's neck and compressed and squeezed until somebody was finally able to pull Fatima to safety. During the course of this trial for the next few weeks, you will hear from those students, and they will tell you the following. They will tell you that on October 18th of 2024, the students were going to the IT bus stop in front of Timberline High School after school let out for the day shortly after 2 p.m. They will tell you that when they got to the bus stop, they saw Fatima there, and they also saw her boyfriend, Isaiah, there. The students will tell you that as they were at the bus stop minding their own business and waiting for the bus to show up, Fatima's father arrived. And shortly after his arrival, an argument ensued between Ali and his daughter, Fatima. The students will tell you that during the course of that argument, Isaiah tried to help Fatima, and as a result of that, Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face. You will hear that Mr. Ali punched Isaiah so hard that it caused Isaiah.
What happened? Oh. Okay. Technical issues.
Was happening when Mr. Wack got out of his truck and then proceeded to help Mr. Denicola and the students, and finally they were able to get Mr. Ali to release his grip from Fatima's neck. You will also hear that during that struggle, Mrs. Ali also showed up to the bus stop scene, and you will hear testimony from witnesses that rather than helping her daughter in that situation, Mrs. Ali also proceeded to wrap her arm around Fatima's neck and was compressing her neck, causing Fatima to have difficulty to breathe until somebody was able to pull Fatima to safety. Another witness you will hear from is Fatima herself, and during the trial, she will tell you many things. She will tell you about the relationship she had with her parents, and she will also tell you that in the early morning hours of October 18th of 2024, Fatima decided to run away from home. and she's going to tell you the reason why she ran away from home. Fatima will tell you that later that day she went to Timberline High School, the school that she used to attend, and she spoke with her former counselor. Fatima will also tell you that her plan was to board the inner city transit bus so she can go to Haven House, which is a youth residential shelter. Fatima will tell you that after she got to the bus stop, she saw that her father also arrived at the bus stop. After her father arrived at the bus stop, Mr. Ali started to yell at Fatima to try to get her to go home with him. Fatima will tell you that she told her dad that she didn't want to go home at that time. And she will also tell you that a struggle ensued, and when Isaiah, her boyfriend, tried to help her, Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face. Fatima will tell you that after Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face, he then proceeded to grab her and wrap his arm around her neck. She will tell you that after that, things became a little bit blurry and a little bit hazy for her, and she doesn't remember much about what happened after her father put his arms around her neck because she eventually lost consciousness. Fatima will tell you that when she came to, she saw that her mother was also on the ground with her, and rather than helping her, her mother at one point also wrapped her arms around Fatima's neck, which caused Fatima to have difficulty breathing. Fatima will tell you that at some point, somebody was able to pull her up from the ground, and after that, she and Isaiah ran into the Timberline High School building to seek safety and shelter. Another set of witnesses you will hear from are the school employees, and they will tell you about a no trespass order that was issued against Mrs. Ali, prohibiting her from being inside Timberline High School. They will also tell you about a no contact order that was issued prohibiting Mrs. Ali from having contact with Isaiah, from having any contact with Isaiah's place of residence, and from having any contact with his school, which was Timberline High School. The school employees will tell you that on October 18th of 2024, a little bit after when school let out at approximately 2 p.m., a frantic and scared Fatima and Isaiah ran into the front office area. And they will tell you that when Fatima ran inside, she was screaming, "My dad tried to kill me." The school employees will tell you that shortly after Fatima and Isaiah ran into the building, Zahraa Ali also ran into the building. The employees will tell you that knowing that Zahraa could not be there, they tried to get Zahraa to leave. Eventually, after Zahraa left the school building, the school employees placed the school on lockdown for the safety of the students. Another set of witnesses you will hear from are the law enforcement officers from the Lacey Police Department, and they will tell you about the investigation that they conducted in this case. They will tell you about the individuals that they interviewed, and they will also tell you about the video footage of the bus stop incident that they received and collected as part of this case. You will, in fact, get to see the videos for yourself during the course of this trial. And finally, another set of witnesses you will hear from are the medical professionals from Providence. And they will tell you about the effects of strangulation on the human body. They will also tell you about the injuries that they observed on Fatima. You will hear that Fatima had abrasions, she had bruising, and she also had petechia on her neck and on her face. And the medical professionals will also tell you that due to what happened at the bus stop, Fatima was also diagnosed with a condition called pneumomedium sinum, which is in essence when air leaks out of your lungs into other parts of your body. And the medical professionals will tell you that due to what happened at the bus stop, Fatima ended up being admitted to the hospital for several days. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there will be lots of evidence that will be presented during this trial. You will see lots of photos and you will see many videos. I also ask that you pay close attention to the testimony of the witnesses from the witness stand, because what you will not get when you go back to deliberate is that you will not get their taped statements, you will not get medical records that were in this case, and you will not get the police reports in this case. So I ask that you pay close attention to the testimony of witnesses. And then at the end of this trial, my co-counsel, Heather Stone, will come back before you and deliver her closing argument. And at the end, we ask that you return a verdict of guilty on all charges against both Mr. Ihsan Ali and Mrs. Zahraa Ali. Thank you.
Thank you. Members of the jury, if you will now please give your full attention to Mr. Kading as he makes opening statement on behalf of defendant Mr. Ali.
Hey, good morning. A couple of things. This case is about October 18th of 2024. October 18th, 2024 was not a day like any other day. You're going to hear from witnesses about what happened that day. I'm going to tell you the day started early, about 4 a.m. You're going to hear Fatima say that she left her house. She ran away from home. She didn't tell anybody. She had never said anything about leaving home. She knew for a fact she was going to be traveling later that day. She didn't talk to her parents about what was happening in terms of her not wanting to go. She didn't make any complaints to them. She just got up early and left the house. Her parents, concerned when they woke up, they called the police and made a report that she had run away. They went out and looked for her. They talked to the police throughout the day. You're going to hear from Officer Hang, who's going to say, yeah, he talked to them throughout the day. They were never told one thing about where she was that day. You're going to hear she was at Timberline High School for most of the day. You're going to hear that she had told people she had run away. But you're also going to hear they never relayed that information to the parents. You're going to hear that Mr. Ali went to the school to look for her. You're going to hear that he was sitting in his car waiting after school to see if he could see her come out. And you're going to see that he saw her. What you're also going to hear is from Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams saw Mr. Ali's truck before Mr. Ali saw him. And he said to his friend, when he saw him sitting there, before anything had happened, he said, be ready. It's an unusual statement, but that's what he said. You're going to hear that Mr. Ali had a conversation with his daughter about coming home. He was not yelling, not out of anger at that point. And you're going to hear that Isaiah and Fatima started struggling. Isaiah inserted himself into the situation. He got between mother and daughter. He was going to be, as a 16-year-old kid, the person making decisions apparently in this case. You're going to hear him testify that he was punched. But you're going to watch video in this case. And it's very important, the video in this case, because this incident was captured on video in its entirety. People are going to testify to different things, but I want you to be careful about what they say versus what you see. They're different, and you're going to see that. I'm going to ask you to take careful notes of what people say, and I'm going to ask you to carefully watch the videos that are going to come up here, and I'm going to ask you to compare them. You're going to see the credibility as an issue in this case. People don't always remember what's going on. Fortunately, for Mr. Ali and his wife in this case, it's on video. People relayed to the police what they said happened. It's different than what's on the video. So I want you to pay close attention to everything. Next thing we're going to talk about is the medical in this case. You've heard that Fatima had some abrasions, some petechias, those sort of injuries. And you're also going to hear about this pneumomediastinum. Okay? This condition is when you have air in your cavity of your chest. And it happens in different ways. And you're going to hear two main ways it happens. One is puncture injuries. In this case, there was no puncture injury. The other way that it happens is if you have blunt force trauma, the most common way, likely what happened in this case. Blunt force trauma, as is explained, and the doctors will tell you, causes this injury because if you hold your breath and then you hit the ground, your lungs are like a balloon. And if you hit the ground, sometimes that balloon will pop. So if you hold your breath, gonna pop. If your mouth was open when you hit the ground, it's not likely to cause any problems because the air would just expel out your mouth. The other thing you're gonna note in this case is pseudomediastinum is not a life-threatening injury. You're gonna be told that it's a condition that you can get and it needs to be monitored for some time and see if it resolves. You're gonna hear the doctors tell you that by 8:43 a.m. the next morning they did a chest x-ray of Fatima and the condition had resolved.
So that
Not
makes it
life-threatening.
okay?
It was not something they monitored after that point. There was no evidence of it occurring, other than for one incident. Likely blunt force trauma, which you'll see in the video, could have been caused in numerous ways. One of them falling to the ground, which is interesting because you're gonna see in the video that they didn't really fall to the ground. You're gonna see that Isaiah Williams attacked Mr. Ali. Him and Fatima were knocked to the ground after hitting a tree. Knocked to the ground where punching and kicking occurred. You're gonna see 42 punches, 3 kicks to the head, all done by Isaiah Williams and his friends to Mr. Ali. So, what I'm gonna tell you is, I want you to pay close attention. I want you to listen to the evidence. I want you to weigh the evidence. And I want you to compare what people say to what you see. There's going to be a lot of issues that come up in this case that you'll hear. I'm not going to lay everything out for you now, but you'll know when it happens that if you're taking notes, you're paying attention, you're going to see at the end of this case that Mr. Ali is not guilty of the crimes he's charged. The state is not going to be able to prove to you what's happened. That's their obligation. So pay attention, take notes. At the end of the case, we're going to come back and sum things up, and we're going to ask you to find Mr. Ali not guilty.
Thank you. Members of the jury, if you will now please give your full attention to Mr. Larry as he makes opening statement on behalf of defendant Mrs. Ali.
Good morning. When asked what happened with her mom on October 18th, 2024, the incident outside of Timberline High School captured on the bus video, Fatima Ali, 17, will tell you, I don't think that my mom was trying to hurt me. I think that she was trying to protect me from the chaos. She appeared worried. She appeared scared. She was worried for me. There is one word that you will hear likely throughout the testimony of these witnesses, one observation that you will probably attach to this incident when you watch the video, and that is chaos. Absolute and utter chaos on a
I
small
like
patch of
his
land
tie.
next to the bus stop outside of the high school. Now, fortunately, in 2024 and 2025, you are not going to have to rely exclusively on the testimony of teenagers and adults trying to describe for you what they saw in that chaotic moment, what they were focused on, what they happened to see, what they believed they saw. Because in addition to their testimony and their personal observations, you will have the opportunity to compare, contrast, and analyze numerous videos. We are fortunate that the transit bus was pulling up for its stop to pick up its kids on its normal run of the day. And being 2024, that bus was outfitted with approximately 8 cameras, front, back, right side, left side, inside. Now, there are certain cameras that are more valuable to this analysis, certainly the front-facing one, because the bus driver, who you're going to likely hear from first today, will tell you what he saw, how he stopped the bus, and he will walk you through what that camera shows and what we can see. Now, video doesn't capture everything. We all know that. But it provides a baseline. It tells us timing. It tells us who is visible when people arrive on the scene. Now, we are focused on October 18th. That day began at 4 o'clock in the morning. See, my client had a trip planned to travel with her daughter and her younger sons. What my client didn't know is that her 17-year-old daughter did not want to travel with her mom, despite the decision to simply abandon this trip. She never communicated to her mom. She never communicated to her dad, hey, do I really have to go? I don't know that I really want to go. Can we do something else? Are there alternatives? Instead, she ran away, 4 o'clock in the morning.
I seriously doubt that.
Didn't have a large amount of money on her, didn't leave a note, didn't tell her parents where she was going, what her plans were, or who she intended to be with. Understandably, Mom and Dad were worried. Their response is they drove around Olympia looking for her. Fatima will tell you that throughout the day, on various occasions, she could see her dad's truck, and before he noticed her, she would hide, get out of view. At the end of the day, or towards the late afternoon, there's the incident at the bus stop. She sees her dad approaching. She lets Isaiah know. Isaiah will tell you that he told his friends, there's her dad, get ready. It's not exactly clear what they're getting ready for, but that is what is said. Now, the state got up an opening, and this will be, throughout trial. We have different perspectives, different takes, different things that get focused on. The state said that there would be testimony that Mr. Ali ran up angry and was upset and yelling. You'll also hear Fatima describe her dad. That he walked up, he was talking in a quiet voice. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't screaming. There's the confrontation, and you will see that the bus video captures it, not from the outset, but very close to the outset. You will see the actions of Mr. Ali, Isaiah, his friends, the people standing by, their daughter. You see the bus driver stop. He gets out, attempts to intervene. You will then see the passers-by who then stop, attempt to intervene, separate, and hold Mr. Ali on the ground. Around this time, you will then see my client, her mom, come and attempt to help her daughter. Now, we have the video from the bus. There's additional cell phone videos that you will see. You will see her. She is holding onto her daughter. She's not holding onto her neck. Fatima describes her mom as saying, my daughter, my daughter. You will see Fatima's eyes wide. She is just gathering her wits after this whole chaos and melee when she is under her dad. Her dad is being punched and kicked repeatedly while on top of her. She's in the arms of her mom. Isaiah is attempting to remove her from the scene, pull her away from her mom, and eventually they run into the school. I don't believe that my mom intended to harm me. She was just trying to get me away from the chaos. She looked worried. She was simply saying, my daughter, my daughter. So, what does my client do? She leaves her husband behind. She runs into the school. Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the accusations against my client. For what she did, attempting to hold her daughter, in the state's eyes, is the allegation of attempted murder. It is that act that is the allegation of assault in the second degree and unlawfully imprisoning her 17-year-old daughter. My client is charged with burglary in the second degree for going into the school to try to find her daughter. Finally, she is charged with a violation of a protection order that she had been served 2 days before that said that she could not have contact with Isaiah, her daughter's boyfriend. You will hear from the officer who served her that order. You may or may not see the video of that interaction. As you probably surmised, my client is not an English speaker. She is served with an order that says that she is to stay away from Isaiah Williams. The officer tells her you can't have contact with him, you can't reach out to him. The order and all of its peculiarities is written in English. My client doesn't read English. She speaks Arabic. She knows some English. The purpose for being there that day was not to have contact with Isaiah. It was to locate her daughter. This case, there's no winners. I appreciate you taking the time and the service to be here and to listen intently. And I'm confident, particularly with the benefit of the video and listening to the witnesses, you'll reach a just decision and conclude that my client is not guilty of the allegations alleged by the state of Washington. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. The state may call its first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls John Denicola.
Come forward, please.
What they didn't tell you was that Tripp was to go marry an older man. It was an arranged marriage. That's why she ran away. The jury is not
Up
allowed
here.
to know that, though.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be true and correct?
I do.
Please be seated. Ms. Stone, you may inquire when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning,
didn't-
Mr. Denicola.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is John Denicola. Last name is spelled D as in David, E-N-I-C-O-L-A.
And Mr. Denicola, are you employed?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I work with Inner City Transit. I was formerly a coach operator. I'm now a transit ambassador.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I was formerly a coach operator, bus driver.
What's a coach operator?
That's a bus driver.
Oh,
I
okay.
operate the buses.
Okay.
And now I'm a transit ambassador.
Is it a transit ambassador?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
new program.
And did you have a normal route that you drove when you were the coach operator?
Yes, I did.
What was that?
That would have been the Route 68.
And what about in October of 2024? Were you driving that same route at that time?
Yes, I was.
Where does Route 68 go?
Route 68 departs from Lacey Transit Center on Golf Club and 6th, and it goes down Carpenter Road and then down Mullen Road to Roto Road and heads over to the mall, Capitol Mall.
Okay, so based on that Route 68, are you familiar with the area of Timberline High School located at 6120 Mullen Road Southeast?
Yes, I am.
Is that in Lacey, Washington?
Yes, it is.
And were you in or around that area on October 18th, 2024, shortly after 2 p.m.?
Yes, I was.
And what shift were you working in October of 2024?
The shift I was working, well, I actually worked from about 8:40 in the morning till 5:30 in the afternoon.
And were you working that normal shift on October 18th, 2024, then just after 2 p.m.?
Yes, I was.
Did anything of significance occur in that area that you observed on that date and time during your shift?
Yes, it did.
And whereabouts was this event occurring?
At the transit bus stop right outside of Timberline High School.
Okay. And what is the activity like at that bus stop? You said it's a transit stop, so it's not a school bus stop. So who are your clientele, so to speak?
Right. It's just a regular bus stop on the side of the road, and when I come through there, usually I'm supposed to get there right about 2 o'clock-ish, 2:05, and whenever I pull up to this, I always pick up high school students and an occasional adult or two.
Okay. So is it busier than, say, during the week versus on the weekend?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So as you're pulling up to that stop, Mr.
I was approaching the stop, I noticed there was a commotion going on right at the bus stop itself. It looked like a fight going on.
Okay. And did you see who was involved in that fight, whether they were adults or children or something else?
Initially, I thought it was just teenagers being rowdy, but as I got closer to the stop, I noticed there was actually a grown man fighting with some teenage students.
Okay. And when you say a grown man, what does that mean to you, like approximate age-wise?
I'd say approximately probably 40s, early 40s, late 30s.
Okay. And when you say fighting with students, what specifically did you see, or what does that mean to you?
They were throwing punches at each other.
Okay. And did you see him do anything other than throw a punch at someone?
Yes, while they were fighting, while the punches were being thrown, he did lay a punch onto the male student who fell back. And at that time, the adult actually grabbed this female student.
And when you say grabbed her, what do you mean by that?
He grabbed her by, like, from the front, spun her around, and then put a chokehold on her.
And what happened next?
They fell to the ground, and he held her. A couple of other students came running over, and they were hitting him, trying to get him to stop.
And where are you when this is occurring?
I was in my driver's seat. I had just fully stopped at the bus stop.
Okay. Well, did you do anything or have any immediate response while you're still in the bus?
Yes, I did. As soon as I noticed the fight going on, I noticed there was an adult. I started honking the horn in hopes of getting his attention and possibly getting him to stop.
Was that successful?
It was not successful.
So what happened next?
So I secured my bus by putting in neutral, engaging the emergency brake, and I went out there and confronted the man while he was on the ground holding the female student. And I told him, let her go. And I believe I said it probably 2 or 3 times, let her go.
And how did you say that?
I yelled it. I said, let her go, let her go.
And did he?
He did not.
So what happened next?
When he wouldn't let her go, I
Okay,
bent
Terry.
over, I reached, and I released his grasp. He was not letting go. I had to forcefully remove his grasp from her. When she was free, somebody grabbed her.
I'm going to have you pause. That's okay. I'm going to have you pause for a second. And when you say you were releasing his grasp, what do you mean by that? What does that mean to you?
Well, as he was holding her, he was clutching his arm, and he was choking her. I noticed her eyes rolling into the back of her head. So what I did is I grabbed his hand and I pulled it off. Was able to spread his arms apart, and that's when she got free.
Okay. Why were you telling the man to let her go?
Because obviously she was in distress. Her eyes were rolling into the back of the head. She can tell she was not able to breathe. The look on his face and the way he was squeezing, he was choking her.
And was there anyone else there besides you, the young woman, and the man that you've described?
There were several students around. Once I released his grip from her, another gentleman did come running across, and I believe he kneeled on the adult's chest. But I really, the whole time I was mainly focused on him and the female student.
Okay. Do you remember if there were any other adult women in the area?
I did notice one that caught my eye, and that was mainly because she had her phone out and she was recording, and the male student that he originally had punched away slapped the phone out of her hand and said, "You don't even know what's going on here."
Okay.
Objection as to yours.
Sustained.
Mr. Denicola,
Instruct the jury to disregard.
I've sustained the objection. The jury will disregard the very last portion of the witness's answer related to what someone said.
Mr. Denicola, if I specifically ask you to relay a statement, then do so. But if I don't, do not. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Denicola, when you saw, or you and the crowd, so to speak, were able to get the young female released from the adult male, where was that young male, if you recall, the initial male that got punched?
He was standing at her feet from when she was laying down.
Okay. And where did the young female go, if you saw, after she was removed or released from the older male that had been choking her?
She was moved over about, say, about 5 feet away from where the adult male was laying.
And was she standing up on the ground? Do you remember?
Yeah, she was still on the ground, and somebody was holding her.
Okay. And when you talked about the adult female with the phone, and were there any other adult females present?
The person holding her on the ground appeared to be an adult female.
Okay. Can you describe how either the woman holding her on the ground appeared or the woman with the phone appeared?
I cannot describe the woman on the ground, because I really didn't focus on her. But the one standing up that was holding the phone, she was wearing, I don't know how to describe it. It's when they wear the black, like the Muslims wear. I'm not sure what it's called though.
Okay. So like a headscarf or a head covering
Right,
of some sort?
exactly, and covering, I believe it was covering her face as well.
Okay. And when the adult male, the other adult male came over, and I know we're using adult male and adult female a lot. Do you know any of these individuals?
I do not
Okay.
personally.
The male that came over and assisted by holding down the man who was choking the younger female, did you see where he came from?
He came out of this a pickup truck that pulled into the turning lane, to that turn lane that goes into the high school parking lot.
Okay. What did you do once that male came and I think you used the phrase was kneeling on the 40-year-old or man in his 40s on the ground? Where did you go, or what did you do next?
I stood up, and the other students that were around the area kept yelling, "Call the police, call the police." So I pulled out my phone, but a student that was standing pretty close to me, I can hear the 911 operator saying the police are on their way. So I just looked, and the female, I thought she was fine, and the male was being detained. So I went back to my bus so I can get the bus out of the way for the first responders to get in.
And when you say you thought the young female was fine, did you ask her any questions? Did you look at her or have any time, I would say, significant time or attention paid to her?
Yes, when I looked over towards her, she was looking at the younger male student. She was looking right at him, whispering something, because it was whispering, it was kind of raspy, so I couldn't make out what she was saying to the young male. And then somebody was holding her, I believe, holding her around her waist. So I wasn't 100% sure what she was saying, but
Did you pay significant attention to it?
I did.
And about how long did you look at that before getting up to leave?
Probably about 15 to 20 seconds, approximately.
And what about the male that had been on the ground during all of this? Was he saying or doing anything while he was choking the female?
No, he did not say a word.
And this may sound like an obvious question, but how could you tell what he was doing was actually choking the female?
It's the position of his arm, the way it was around her neck, and you can see the tension in his hands, and also the reaction from the young female. She wasn't able to say anything. You can tell she could not breathe, and just by the fact that her eyes started to go into the back of her head was telling me that she was being choked.
And what was that male's demeanor? Meaning, was he awake and conscious? Was he talking? How did he appear to you in terms of his physical demeanor?
I don't recall him saying anything, but his eyes were wide open, and he was focused at this task at hand. He was focused on what he was doing and nothing else.
What about the strikes that you've described from the teens that were standing around? Were those effective in any way?
Not really, actually. The punches that the young adult was swinging did not have very much of an effect on the adult male.
Do you want a minute, Perch?
You may.
Mr. Denicola, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibits 1 through 4. I'm going to ask you to look at those silently to yourself for a moment, please, sir, and then look up at me when you're done. Mr. Denicola, do you recognize what I've handed you?
Yes, I do.
What are those, sir?
These are aerial photos of the area around Timberline High School.
And do those appear to be a true and accurate representation of that area as it appeared to you on October 18th of 2024?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to admit State's Exhibits 1 through 4.
Any objection, Mr. Kading?
No objection, Your
Mr. Larry?
Honor. No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Exhibits 1 through 4 shall be admitted.
Your Honor, permission to publish.
You may publish.
I'll take those back from you, sir. Thank you. And Mr. Denicola, can you just orient us, please, to, we'll give that a moment to,
Can you indicate what exhibit you're publishing, please?
yes, Your Honor, State's Exhibit 1. Give it a second to autofocus. There it goes. And actually, there it goes. May I approach, Honor?
You may.
I'm going to give you a pointer. That button is the cursor up top. You have to hold it for a second before it connects. See?
Okay, thank you.
Some button to circle. Mr. Denicola, we're looking at State's Exhibit 1. Can you please describe to the jury the area that we're looking at?
Yes. Okay. So right over here, this is the Timberline High School.
And so just for the record, Mr. Denicola, remember that everything we're doing is written in a record. So I would ask you to describe on the photograph itself where you're pointing. So you identified a building, about upper center of that photograph, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Upper center, and then about on the bottom center of the photograph is our transit stop, and you can see it by the little bus symbol there,
Okay.
and that's Mullen Road.
And that's Mullen Road there?
Yes.
Is Mullen Road a one-way, two-way? What kind of road is Mullen Road?
Mullen Road is a two-way street, 2 lanes, one lane in each direction.
Are there turn lanes associated with Mullen Road?
There is, let me get this over here. There's a turn lane right by the bus stop here at the lower center.
Okay.
And it's a left turn lane to get into the parking lot.
Thank you. Looking at States Exhibit 2, and what are we looking at here, sir?
This is a closer zoomed in photo of aerial view of the Timberline High School area with the bus stop now at the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
Okay. And States Exhibit 3, what are we looking at in this photograph, sir?
It's a wider photo of the same area at Timberline High School with the bus stop now right in the center of the screen, showing both lanes of Mullen Road and a parking lot that is right across the street was showing on the bottom left corner of the screen.
Okay. And then States Exhibit 4.
And this is a much closer shot of the bus stop itself in front of the Timberline High School, which is shown kind of left center of the bottom screen here with Mullen Road on the side as well.
And Mr. Denicola, when you stopped your bus, where did you stop and park that bus at compared to this photograph?
The bus will pull up, and right over here we have a stop. The bus stop sign, we call that a lollipop because there's no bench or no shelter. So the front bumper of the bus would usually stop right about here,
Okay.
which is on the bottom left-hand screen, just left of the little bus symbol.
And the incident that you have described to the jury, where on this photograph did you observe those events taking place?
When I first approached, the commotion was happening right next to our I call it the lollipop, the bus stop itself, the bus stop sign, which is right here at the lower left part of the screen is where it all started, where I came in and saw it, I mean.
Did it stay in that location or did it move?
It did not. As the fight progressed, it actually moved back further west on Mullen, just about 10 to 15 feet away from my bus stop sign.
Do you recall where about you made contact with that group once you exited your bus?
Yes, it was right about there, about 10 to 15 feet away from the bus stop sign itself.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Denicola, do you recall what I know you've described the teenagers at the scene as throwing strikes, throwing punches while the man was choking the young female. Do you recall what their demeanors were at the time?
The teenagers?
Yes.
They were excitable. They were screaming, so they appeared to be scared.
When you described the young female as being in the arms of the older female, did you see exactly where her arms were on her?
Not exactly, because again, I really didn't focus that much on her.
I know you indicated that you had moved your bus for law enforcement to be able to come in. Did you see law enforcement or hear law enforcement arrive?
Yes, I did. Just before I departed the stop, I could hear sirens faintly in the distance. And as I drove away and I approached, got closer to Ruddle Road, so between the high school itself and the cemetery is where I saw a Lacey police car coming down eastbound on Mullen Road.
Okay, and how long would you say total you were on scene of this incident or at the bus stop before getting back into the bus and restarting your route?
It felt like a few minutes. I really wouldn't be able to say exactly how long.
Okay. And what did you do upon getting back in your bus? What happened next?
When I got on the bus, I told these kids that were right outside the bus, okay, come on, let's go. The police are on their way. And I made sure all the kids, they got on the bus, and I shut my doors and I drove off.
Okay, at any point did you make a report into law enforcement or your agency?
Yes, I did. As I drove away, and I was trying to make sense in my mind of what's going on, I did request a call back from my dispatch so I can report what had happened.
Okay. And did you make a report to your dispatch about what happened?
Yes, I did. I made a report over our radio, two-way radio, and informed them what I had witnessed and what I had done.
Did you finish your route that day then?
I did not finish my route.
Why not?
Another supervisor, we called them the road supervisors, they're out on the road driving around, called me on the bus. He asked me to wait for him once I arrived at Tumwater Square. When I got to Tumwater Square and I waited for him, when he arrived, he asked me how was I doing. I told him I was okay. He asked if I could finish my route. I said I should be able to. He said, no, your voice is shaking, your adrenaline's pumping, I don't think you should finish this route. So they brought a relief out there for me, and he drove me back to the shop, and I had to write a report as to what happened, and then they let me go home.
Okay. How long have you been driving buses for IT?
13 years.
Are you aware whether those buses have any video surveillance or cameras associated with them?
Yes, they do.
And where are those cameras located, if you know?
We have about 6 cameras inside the bus recording all the activities going on, and then I believe we have about 4 of them on the outside of the bus.
And when you say on the outside, where are the ones on the outside pointed or directed?
We have 2 up front that are, one's pointed out in front, seeing the road and everything in front of the bus. The other one that's up front is pointed at the driver itself. And then we have 2 one on each side that sees everything going on the sides of the buses.
And how does that camera record? Meaning, is that something that is manually operated by you? Is it something that just runs whether the vehicle is on or off, or something else?
The cameras are continuously running while the bus is running. When we first start them up in the morning, it takes about 3 minutes before the hard drive warms up, and then the cameras come live, and they will stay on for the entire shift, as long as the bus is continuously running.
What about when you turn the bus off?
When the bus turns off, the cameras stay on for about another 2 hours after the bus is turned off.
And where is that bus footage recorded or maintained?
The recordings on the bus, actually, there's a hard drive on the bus where it's recorded onto the hard drive itself, and that's where they stay.
So if you want to access that footage, do you have to access it from the bus directly, or is there another means for gathering it?
They can pull the hard drive off of the bus, but if the bus is still in service, they can remotely upload the footage.
And when you say they, who is they?
That would be we have supervisors that are responsible for pulling videos for any sort of an event, and they have the technology up at the office, and they can just tap right into the bus, and it just uploads the videos.
What is the purpose of having cameras on the bus?
They're mainly for safety reasons,
Safety for who?
for passengers and for the driver.
If that footage is pulled or it's accessed, how does one get a copy of that footage?
In order to get a copy of any kind of footage on any of our buses, you have to submit what's called a public records request. And you can just go online to innercitytransit.com and you can fill out the request there.
And so if that footage is pulled, do you know how long it's stored or maintained for?
If footage is pulled because of an event or if it's been requested, they keep them for, I believe it's 3 years. They will keep them.
Do you have any ability to edit or modify that camera footage in any way?
No, I do not.
Would you know how to do that if that was an option to you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Have you ever had to review camera footage from your bus before?
Yes, I have.
About how often?
I'd probably review footage about 3 to 4 times a year.
And in those instances, did that footage appear to be true and accurate reflection of those events as you recalled them occurring?
Yes.
Is there anything about your prior interactions with the bus's video system that would make you doubt the accuracy of that footage or that it had been manipulated in any way?
No.
On October 18th, 2024, was the bus you were driving equipped with the camera system you've described previously?
Yes, it was.
And was that camera system recording and operating in the same fashion that you've previously described?
Yes, it was.
And are you aware whether your bus's video surveillance system captured any footage of the incident in this case about which you've been testifying?
Yes, it did.
And have you had an opportunity to review that footage prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I have.
And based on your review of that footage, did it appear to you to be a true and accurate reflection of the events or a portion of the events as they appeared to you as they occurred on October 18th of 2024?
Yes.
You may.
Mr. Denicola, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 34. Ask you to review that silently to yourself, and then look up at me when you're done, please. Do you recognize what I've handed you there, sir?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
There's a thumb drive that has the video showing all shots from the camera footage from that day of the event.
And how do you know that's what that is?
Because after I viewed it, I initialed and dated the tag on the thumb drive.
And when and where did you have an opportunity to review that thumb drive specifically prior to today to confirm the content of it?
I reviewed it this past Saturday on July 12th back in the prosecutor's office.
And based on your review of State's Exhibit 34, did that appear to you to be a true and accurate copy of footage of your bus's video cameras capturing those events from October 18th of 2024?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, this time the state would move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 34.
Any objection, Mr. Keating?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Larry?
No, Your Honor.
34 shall be admitted. You may publish.
Okay, Mr. Denicola, I'm gonna start first with all of these views. I'm gonna ask you to orient the jury to what they're looking at on State's Exhibit 34. Can you explain kind of what the video setup looks like here, please, sir?
Yes.
So just orient the jury if you don't mind. What are we
Okay.
looking at in terms of that setup?
On the setup is all the camera angles that are on our buses. On the upper left-hand corner is the camera that's right above the driver's seat. Right next to that is the front portion of the passenger seating area. Next to that one is the rear area. Then we have the rear exit door. The one behind that one, that is a side of that's the curb side of the bus camera. The bottom left corner is showing the rear of the bus seating area. The one next to that is our street side camera. Next to that one is again another angle of the rear seating area of a bus. Then second to last, we have the angle showing the driver's side window. And the last one is the front camera, front view.
Okay, so if we're working our way through these camera systems, at the very top of the screen, is there a navigation pane?
Yes, there is.
Okay. And if I click down on that navigation pane, what does that do?
That'll show all the different camera angles that you can choose.
So if you wanted to see, for example, just one camera angle, is it fair to say you would click off all of the other views?
That is correct.
Okay, and then if you wanted to watch only two camera angles, you would just have those two playing and click off any other views that you didn't want to see.
That is correct.
Okay. And at the very bottom, what are we looking at the navigation pane on the bottom underneath each of those camera views?
Those are the timestamps.
Okay, what about above the timestamp first?
Above the timestamp.
So if you
Are you
have
talking
the
about-
arrows going in multiple directions, what are
Right.
those?
Those are the play button, reverse button, and pause buttons.
Okay, and underneath of that, do you have the ability to watch something in normal speed, a slower speed, or a faster speed?
Yes, you do. Right underneath the buttons, there's another drop-down arrow where you have the option of choosing the speed that you want it to play at.
Okay, so if you clicked on that, you could see those, is that correct?
That is correct.
And the front audio button here, what is that?
That's telling you which speaker that you're listening to at that time. And at this time, it's clicked onto the front audio.
Okay, and you talked about the date timestamp at the bottom. Is that this white block here?
Yes, it is.
And what about this green block and the green bar running across the bottom? What are we looking at there?
That's the timeline. It follows the video as it's playing, so it lets you know exactly what time you'll watch the video at.
Okay. So if we click on the road view specifically, what view is that?
That one is the front of the bus, facing outward in the direction that the bus is traveling.
Okay. So if I double click on that, it gets big, correct?
That is correct.
Do these all, as I unclick those buttons to watch the front view, or the road view, excuse me, are all of those cameras running simultaneously? Meaning, are they all so they're synced with each other?
Yes, they are. They all run at the same time.
Okay, so Mr. Denicola, I'm gonna play State's Exhibit 34, the road view, and is that identified in this upper left-hand corner here of the video?
Yes, it is.
Is that the same for each of those videos?
That it is.
Okay. And then I have some questions to ask you after this is done, okay?
Yes.
And playing it in normal speed, is that correct?
Yes.
they're on their way.
All right, Mr. Denicola, I'm stopping the video at 2:16. Ready? There it goes, 2:16:11. Is that where you've driven away from the events that occurred?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does the video go on to just capture more of your drive?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Mr. Denicola, what view now is, I'm going to ask to reshow 34, please. What view are we looking at now?
That's the curbside camera on the bus.
And
Sure.
so that the side that pulls up to the stop itself.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, whoever is playing something needs to step outside the courtroom immediately, please.
Mr. Denicola, this starts at what time is on the date timestamp? Starting from the beginning of the video, but what time is that?
It's 2:12 and 52 seconds.
And is that the same with all of the videos for the time start?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I started playing that at
How is it badger? Doesn't look like badger. Okay, I'm sorry. Do not disturb got turned off on my computer somehow. So you're gonna hear the little chime thingy every once in a while because I don't remember how to turn it back on. I don't know how it goes. Probably gonna drive me crazy more than it is. They keep getting pop-ups over my chats. find these videos if you really want to see it. And it's a pile of people. There's all the ones I saw, it was just
Stopping at
after they jumped on the dad.
03. Mr. Denicola, do you recognize anyone in any of those views that we've watched so far?
Yeah.
Who do you recognize?
I reckon.
I wonder how many underage people's going to
See
testify
my,
that gets cut out.
My reflective vest, high visibility vest that we have to wear so you can see that. And I'm the only one on the bus that was wearing one. So that's how I can tell that was me.
Who else do you recognize, if anyone?
And I also recognized the gentleman that was holding him down.
Okay. We're gonna watch a couple more, and then I've got some more questions for you. Okay?
Actually, Ms. Stone, I think it's about time for us to take our morning recess. Members of the jury, in just a moment, the bailiffs are going to come forward and lead you back to the jury room. Our morning recess will be approximately 15 minutes. Thank you very much for your time and attention this morning. Please remember all of the instructions I've previously given you. You can just stay right here.
Well, now they're saying she was 17 and it happened in October. But I don't know when her birthday is. And also, I don't know what the age is for Washington because it's different. I mean, it's different. There you go. There it is.
Get the over! Get the car! Call the cops! Somebody call the cops! He needs to get off of it! That's a dude!
Over and over and over and over during the 15-minute break.
Car!
Call the cops! Somebody call the cops!
Well, we don't need to keep watching that over and over again for 15 minutes. Okay, so you guys have seen it. That's good. That's all we need to see, just one time. What are you doing, StreamYard? There you go. That's what I was trying to describe earlier. This, whatever this is. It reminds me of the Haunted Mansion at Disney World for some reason. I don't know why. So they're not allowed to stream it from the courtroom, yet Court TV goes ahead and puts it on their YouTube channel. Is that a sconce? I thought a sconce had to hold something. Like a candle or a light. or something. Okay, I'll go with sconce. I I don't know how. I get that the defense is honor killing. How is it an honor killing if they don't talk about the arranged marriage? I get that it's prejudicial, but that's the reason why he did it. That's the motive. Are they saying honor because she ran away? That was disgraceful because she ran away? Well, my dang stupid mouse. I keep picking up the wrong mouse. There was an episode of Law and Order. I bet you guys thought I was going to say Criminal Minds, didn't you? Law and Order, where a woman was killed by her brother because she had a boyfriend. I hope I'm not getting two episodes mixed up, because I think there's been more than one. I can't remember if there was an arranged marriage or not. I think there was. Anyway, she had a boyfriend, an American boyfriend. I think that she was American, but her parents were from the Middle East, and they were Muslim, and she had to wear the hijab and the whole everything. But she would hide clothes at school or like on her walk to school and would change into American clothes. And she had a boyfriend and she would go to the boyfriend's house and stuff. And she wasn't a virgin anymore. And her brother, I guess, was spying on her older brother, and knew about it, found out about it, and then he killed her. And that was considered an honor killing. And the dad, I can't remember what happened to the brother. I can't remember if he went to jail. It's been years since I watched this episode. But the dad ended up killing the mother and then fleeing the country at the end of the episode. I think the brother went to prison, and then they did like a wellness check on the mom because the mom wasn't in court. But and then they did the wellness check, and then the dad had killed the mom, and then yeah. So that was an honor killing because she had disgraced their family by having sex with this other guy when she was, in their culture, married to this other guy. Even though they hadn't had the marriage yet, the arranged marriage was legally binding in their country. So it was as if they were already married. So that's why it was an honor killing. So I guess I guess Wiggles is right. I guess that's exactly why. Just having the boyfriend alone, maybe. And especially, I mean, she's 17, so they might have. But I mean, do your parents know when you're 17 whether or not you've had sex yet? Well, no, they call it an honor killing because by doing it, it brings honor back to their family. By killing that person, it's as if they never existed. They act like they never had that child, that they erase their existence from their life. So that brings honor back to their family. They can't just like banish them and say, you're no longer my daughter and never have anything to do with again. They have to kill them and then take like no pictures of them, no memories of them, nothing. They're gone. And then that brings honor back to their family for what she did, because if she never existed, then it didn't happen. It's crazy. And that episode of Law and Order was the first time I ever heard of anything like that, and I was just gobsmacked. I was like, no way. And then I started learning that a lot of Law and Order episodes are based on real things, and I was like, there is no way that's actually real. And then I found out, yeah, it was. I was like, oh my God, that's insane. Well, apparently, apparently that's the way they still do things in the Middle East. But the thing is, this isn't the Middle East. And I'm all for knowing your culture, knowing where you came from. Like Legal Bites. I mean, I guess we are still friends, but she had her baby and she doesn't stream anymore. I haven't talked to her. I mean, a little, a text back and forth here or there. Hi, how are you? How's the baby? But we haven't really talked. But like, her parents are from Lithuania. She can speak the language. She knows the culture. She knows the food. She's been over there to visit. Like, that's cool. I don't have that. I'm American. I don't, which is fine. I love being American. But like, I think that's really cool. If you're from another country and you come to America and know your culture, know your roots, that's fine. I think that's awesome. But when it comes to something like that, you need to put your kid first. If you bring them to America or come to America and then have kids and they learn American culture and they're raised in American culture, you're going to have to deal with that when they get to that age. And trying to kill them is not the way to fix it. What, he wants you to know more about Africa because you're African American? That's like, have you heard? I think it's like who was it? Raven. Raven did an interview with Oprah and she was like, I'm American. I'm not African American. I'm not from there. I don't know where I'm from in Africa. I don't have family in Africa. I'm American. And she's right. She's absolutely right. Once after so many generations of being born in America, oh, you want to research Africa. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, my maiden name is French. Faison is French. And I kind of wish, like, we did have family in France and I knew more about French stuff. And I know nothing. I know that Faison means pheasant farmer. So apparently, at one point in time, my family were pheasant farmers in France, and that's all I know. So, but I think it's cool to know, like, your background and stuff. But I have always been like, why do Americans always want to know what country they came from? Because no other country is like, I want to see what my roots are, because they just don't. It's always Americans that are like, where did my family come from? I'm like, why are you not just happy to be American? Why do you always want to know? But I guess it makes sense because you know, everybody, hey Terry, cuz everybody started over there and then came to America later. No, I think you did ask me. No, not that I know of. Um, but I guess it makes sense since we are like, dang it. Okay, somebody tell me how to go do not disturb, because I forgot how to do it. I don't know how. I had it on do not disturb and it got turned off, or do not disturb got turned off. So now I keep getting notifications. And it's driving me crazy. Settings. Where is do not disturb? Oh, well. And like I said, I've never done the oh, yeah. But oh, I don't even want to go there. But there's so many untruths about that. Spike snoring. Um, but I had a teacher in college that he wouldn't say Faison. He said Fazone. He would only call me the French pronunciation of my name. Fazone. Deborah Fazone. I was like, okay, dude, whatever makes you happy. Yeah, that is good. Yeah, you were doing so good. Don't start. You have to go back farther than early American history to know the truth. And most of our founding fathers were anti slavery. Who called you Christmas? Well, I used to think you were a girl. Okay, people, turn the mics back on. Oh, jury's coming in. Yeah, and I thought Wiggles was a guy. How is Christian close to Christmas? Christmas isn't even a name. It's the spelling because it's spelled with a K instead of a C. Now that I can see more than Christmas. Really? Oh my gosh. Remember that was a big joke with Chrissy's name on Three's Company because her last name was Snow. Her name was Christmas Snow, but they called her Chrissy. Come on, turn the mics back on.
When we left off, we had just pulled up the.
That was me.
roadside
Never mind.
view and indicated-
Duh, Debbie. I forgot I paused it when they were playing the videos. I backed it up. We didn't miss anything. It's all good. I'm sorry.
Please be seated. Members of the jury, we're going to continue with direct examination. Ms. Stone, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Delacola, when we left off, we had just pulled up the roadside view and indicated the start time for all of these videos was 2:12:52. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And I'm hitting start or play on the roadside. And when we say roadside, maybe it's obvious, this is just the other side of the bus from the curbside. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Why are we watching the roadside? Why are we watching? Nothing.
Okay, I'm stopping the video at 2:16. 08. Mr. Denicola, which video view is now shown on State's Exhibit 34?
That's the front left camera.
Okay. And moving that back to the beginning, to 12:52, and playing that from the beginning. video, the front left view at 2:16:02, is that correct?
Judy.
Yes.
And Mr. Denicola, to this point, we've seen the initial roadside view, is that fair to say?
that is
Thank
correct.
And
you
we've also
so
seen some
much.
views of people coming and going from other camera views, is that an accurate statement?
Yes, it is.
Oh my
Did you know any of
God.
those individuals
No.
in this event?
No, I did not.
And what view is this, Mr. Denicola?
That's the view from the camera right above the driver's seat.
Okay. Still States Exhibit 34, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. That is so generous of you. Thank you so much.
And starting that video at 2:12:52 from this front door view.
S.K. Barnett, Joe Dirt, Denise Feldman Ursland, Security, Viking Jim, Baruch Asaki, Jolly Rogers, Flash Fan 85, Jennifer Juniper, I Am Ken Ross, Melissa Simok, Madam Melaman Say, Stephanie Zimmy, Brian B, Rocky Lennon, Greta Aller, Michelle Moreland, Mama Corpse Maker, and True Crime with Amanda Warner. I recognize some of those names. Yay! Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, they're on their way.
Okay, stopping that video at 2:15:58, is that correct, Mr. Denicola?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Mr. Denicola, may I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Mr. Denicola, I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibits 5 through 33. I'm going to ask you to look at those silently to yourself and then look up at me when you're done, okay?
Yes.
Mr. Denicola, do you recognize what I've handed you in States Exhibits 5 through 33?
Yes, I do.
And what are those, sir?
These are still photos from the video that we just watched.
And do those appear to be a true and accurate representation of still photos from that video?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to admit States Exhibits 5 through 33.
Mr. Kading, any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Larry? Exhibits 5 through 33 shall be admitted.
Thank you. May I retrieve those, Your Honor?
You may.
Your permission to publish?
You may.
Mr. Denicola, starting with States Exhibit 5. And we'll give it a second to autofocus. There it goes. What are we looking
No,
at
I
in
did
States
it.
Exhibit 5? Slow it down a little bit.
Oh, hi, Zimmy.
What is this, sir?
That's the transit bus stop in front of Timberline High School.
Okay, do you still have the
sorry.
Oh, yes.
pointer? Yes,
Feel
thank you.
better.
So can you orient us in terms of the stop itself, what we're looking at up close? Earlier, you had talked about from the aerial view. What are we looking at up close here?
Up close, you can see the, this is the actual stop that we call a lollipop,
Okay,
and then several students in the area. And then right around over here, you can see that fight that's going on.
And the witness is referring to the right quarter of the exhibit.
thank you, Your Honor. And about center of the page, is that center of that right-hand side of the exhibit? Is that right, Mr. Denicola?
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Denicola, this, maybe it's not an obvious question. You've seen fights at bus stops before. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Have you gotten out to intervene, for lack of a better word, as you did here?
No,
Why did you do here?
because it was apparent that this was an adult male fighting with students.
Was that different to you?
Yes, it was.
Showing you States Exhibit 6. What are we looking at here?
In the same spot at the lower right center of the screen here is the fight that's going on, the adult male and a teenage male as well.
Okay. And is the female there in that photo as well?
Yes, right to the left of the adult male.
Okay. And is that the female that he's holding on to, or is that a different student to the left in the, I would say, tan pants, so to speak?
I believe that's the female that he ends up grabbing.
Okay. What view is this?
This is, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Where would the view be in terms of date timestamp if somebody was looking at it?
You're looking at it, it's from the front camera, and then the date timestamp going off the upper left-hand corner. You can see that it's from October 18, 2024, 2:13 and 19 seconds.
Okay. And you've got the cursor on the right-hand side, but you're looking at the
Right.
left-hand side. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And when you say the front camera, do you mean the road camera? Is that the specific
Yes.
title?
That's the front road camera. Well, it's a road camera.
Okay. States Exhibit 7. What are we looking at in States Exhibit 7?
Again, we're looking at the road camera, timestamp of October 18, 2024 at 2:13 and 20 seconds.
And where is that fight happening in this photograph?
The fight is happening about 10 feet away from our Lollipop bus stop. It's right here on the lower right-hand side of the screen.
And so throughout this, you've referred to, in your descriptions, an adult male, a young female, and another young male. Do you see those 3 individuals depicted in this screenshot?
Yes, I do.
Can you identify, please, where you're talking about the adult male, the young male, and the young female?
Right here is the adult male, and then these are the 2 young males. And then I believe this is the female over here. They're center of the screen, right side of the screen.
Mr. Denicola, let me ask you a different question then.
Yes.
States Exhibit 8. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 8?
Looking at the road camera, October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 21 seconds. It's a closer view. We can see the adult male right here, and he's fighting with the teenage student.
Is there a student on the ground?
Yes, there is, just to the left of the other student that's still standing in front of the adult male.
And the witness is referring to the right bottom corner of the exhibit.
Thank you. 9. What is depicted in State's Exhibit 9?
It's timestamp October 18th, 2024. Time is 2:13 and 22 seconds. And we have at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen here, you have the adult male that just punched the teenage boy.
And is there a student on the ground?
You can barely see him, but yes, right behind the teenage boy.
State's Exhibit 10. And what's happening in State's Exhibit 10?
It's
Yep, I can pull it down for you.
it's okay. Again, it's the road camera, 10/18/2024 at 2:13 and 23 seconds. It's the adult male is actually heading towards the other student, and it's at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Okay. State's Exhibit 11.
October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 23 seconds. Again, the bottom right-hand center of the screen is the adult male reaching for the female student.
Okay, so just to be clear, Mr. Denicola, earlier you indicated
Yes.
you thought the female student was wearing the khaki pants.
That is
Do you
correct.
see the khaki pants student in this photograph also?
Yes, I do. I see him standing over by the tree, over at the right-hand center of the screen.
So for clarification, the khaki pants student is not the female.
That is correct.
Okay. And in this State's Exhibit, apologies, 11, what are the hands of the adult male doing? Where are they located?
Right now, it looks like he was reaching for her shoulders.
Do you see the young male that you described previously in this shot?
I do not see the male that was fighting with I don't see the teenage male that was fighting with the adult male, but I do see the other male that had the khaki pants over by the tree.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 12. What's happening in State's Exhibit 12?
It's October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 25 seconds. Center right-hand side of the screen, the adult male is grabbing the female student.
And do you see the other young male anywhere in the shot that you've previously described or, as being struck by the adult male?
I believe that is him coming into his screen here in the bottom right-hand center of the screen.
So at 2:13 and 25 seconds on October 18th, 2024, based on this, do I understand that as you observed it and consistent with that, the adult male's arms are already on the young female and the young male is not touching them? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 13. What timestamp are we looking at here, sir?
We're looking at October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 25 seconds.
Okay. And what are we looking at on the right-hand side of this photograph?
Let me get this cursor over there. Sorry.
That's okay.
Right-hand side of this photograph, you see the adult male still in a tussle with the female student, and the male student actually coming up on them. And I see another student that's coming from where the tree was at, all on the right side center of the screen.
So does it appear at this point students have noticed what is happening?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 14. What timestamp are we at here?
October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 26 seconds.
Okay. And what's happening in this photograph on the right-hand side?
The right-hand side of the screen, we have another person coming into the picture at the right center screen.
And how is the adult male appear to be holding the young female in this photograph?
At this point, he has her turned around, so he's holding her from behind.
The other students appear to be touching him at this point.
Not yet.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 15. And what timestamp are we looking at here?
October 18th, 2024, 2:13 and 45 seconds.
And what's happening in this video?
In this picture here, the adult male is down on the ground. He's holding the female in a chokehold. And we have several other students standing around.
And have you arrived, is it fair to say you've not arrived yet? I mean, the bus is present, but you have
Right.
not gotten to the scene yet.
That is correct. The bus had stopped. I have not approached the scene.
State's Exhibit 16. Mr. Denicola, do you recognize anyone from this photograph?
Yes, I do.
Who do you recognize, sir?
I recognize myself right there wearing the high visibility vest.
Okay, and what else is happening in this photo?
In this photo, I'm bent over the adult male and the female student. I'm at the bottom right-hand center of the screen. And I am instructing the adult male to let the student go.
And have any of the other adults arrived on the scene yet?
At this time, it did appear that one of the adults did arrive. There was came out of this pickup truck. He was on the left center side of the screen.
Okay, let me show you State's Exhibit 17. In State's Exhibit 17, what are we looking at here, sir?
That's on October 18th, 2024. Timestamp is 2:13 and 57 seconds. At this time, I'm actually, you can't really see because there's students standing in the way, but that's when I was trying to break his grasp off of this young student. And then we have this other adult male that was coming running across the road.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 18.
That's October 18th, 2024. Timestamp is 2:14. And again, right here in the center of the screen, right side of the screen. I believe I'm still attempting to release the female student from the adult male's grasp. We have several students standing around watching.
State's Exhibit 19.
It's timestamp October 18th, 2024, 2:14 and 10 seconds. And in the same spot at the lower right-hand center of the screen. This time I'm standing up, which was right after I got the adult male to release his grip on the female student. And the spectator came running across the road. He's on the left center side of the screen.
Okay. So there is essentially another adult that has arrived, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. State's Exhibit 20. And what time is this at?
That's October 18th, 2024 at 2:14 and 52 seconds.
And have you left the scene at this point?
I have left the scene of the actual incident there, the center right-hand side of the screen, and I was headed back towards my bus.
Okay. Switching views to State's Exhibit 21. What date, timestamp, and view are we looking at on State's Exhibit 21?
This is October 18th, 2024 at 2:13 and 21 seconds.
And Mr. Denicola, what is happening here at the top I would say, top center of that photograph?
The top side of the photograph, that's that fight that's going on between the adult male and the students.
State's Exhibit 22. Same question.
Yeah, center of the screen. In the middle, it's the fight still going on between the student and the adult male.
State's Exhibit 23. Where are we looking at in the, just to the right of the upper center?
That's still the fight going on again with the male and the students, I believe.
And is the young female already down on the ground at that point? Here.
Yes.
And moving to State's Exhibit 28. Which camera view are we looking at here?
This is the curbside camera, front curbside camera.
And what date timestamp is that?
The date timestamp is October 18th, 2024 at 2:15 and 53 seconds.
And are you pulling away from the school at this point?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and have most of that, most of the students cleared out of that space, but the adults remained?
That is correct.
Okay, do you see the adult male that you've referred to as being involved in the initial altercation present?
Yes, I do. On the bottom left side of the screen here, he's on the floor. He's laying on the ground, and another male is over him, appears to be restraining him.
Okay. Is that the same male that was restraining him that you've testified about earlier?
Yes, it is.
And State's Exhibit 30. What are we looking at here?
That's timestamp October 18th, 2024 at 2:15 and 56 seconds. That's the street side of bus front camera.
And what is depicted, I would say, on the right-hand side of that photograph?
The right-hand side of the photograph, center of the screen, is a pickup truck from which the gentleman that was restraining the adult male in the fight came out of this pickup truck right here, center screen, right side of the screen.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 31. Mr. Denicola, what are we looking at here?
That's timestamp October 18th, 2024 at 2:14 and 4 seconds.
And Mr. Denicola, do you recognize the individual pictured on the left, I would say about center of the photographed left-hand side?
Yes, I do.
Who is that?
That's the gentleman that came running from across the street. I call him a spectator.
He was essentially the third male adult to come to that scene, is that correct?
That is correct.
Mr. Denicola, based on your observations of that scene, your observations of the adult male, and your experience there, would the older man have let go of the young girl without intervention from?
Sustained.
Mr. Denicola, was the older man letting go of the young female without the intervention of you and the other adult male?
No, he was not.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
Mr. Kading, cross-examination.
Thank you.
Now remember, we got two crosses, guys. Because we've got two defendants.
Good morning, Mr. Denicola.
Good morning.
Couple of questions for you. Fair to say that prior to the few seconds that we saw in the video of the bus approaching that bus stop, that you didn't see anything that was happening?
That is correct.
All right. I wanted to show you, one other thing. You mentioned in your testimony at some point that it was, that the older man and the female fell to the ground. You remember saying that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you've seen the video since, correct?
Yes.
All right. And
I haven't heard Flash.
when you
I
say
don't know.
fell to the ground, is that in your opinion, is that an accurate description of what you saw in the video?
I don't know.
From looking at the video, describing what I've seen, it appeared that he had grabbed the female and they did fall back onto the ground.
Okay, so let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 501. And this, as we're looking through the videos, we can stop frame by frame.
Yes.
So this video, if I may hand that to you, or excuse me, that photo, if I can have you just look at that.
Yes.
You see that photo is essentially one frame after State's Exhibit number. Where did State's Exhibits go? I believe it's 14, but let me just make sure here. Yeah, I'm gonna hand you, just for comparison, State's Exhibit number 14.
Okay.
Does that look to be about the next frame after?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And, Your Honor, if I could move to admit Exhibit number 501.
Any objection, Mr. Leary? Ms. Stone?
No, Your Honor.
501 shall be admitted.
And at this time, I'd move to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
Okay. Now, just so the jury knows, these do not have a date and time stamp, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. But we've identified it's in the same sequence of pictures that we looked at previously.
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm looking at this exhibit, which follows in time Exhibit 14, and what I see is I see the adult male and the female still standing up, right?
Correct.
And it appears that there's the young teenager with the Nike backpack there is running right at him, right?
Yes.
And he's got his arm raised on the right side. You see that? His right arm, right there?
Right there. Yes.
Yeah. And so we'll watch the video, but in this, it looks like everybody's on their feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when we watch the video, I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Mr.
Objection, counsel's testifying.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll watch the
Sustained.
video. Sorry, Your Honor. We'll watch the video and watch what happens next. Okay. So let me grab the video.
I get what he's arguing, but
We're
it's
gonna go
not a
back
good argument.
to, State's Exhibit number 34. If everything works as planned.
And you're requesting to publish it?
Yes, if I may publish 34 again, Your Honor.
You may.
Oh, I
Thank you.
see the badgers now. Okay.
Hang on just a minute. Let me make sure I get everything in the right order here before we start it. Let me load this up real quick. Okay. Madam Clerk, if you could. Oh, sorry. Okay, and so this is back to the video now.
The mom. The mom. The mom.
Sure. If you don't mind, I'm gonna have to talk from over here. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is the video. This is 2:13:25, okay?
Yes.
Let's run this forward. I'm gonna use a little slower time on this. Now, can you describe to us what you see? Who is in the right side of the screen there coming in? Can you see that?
Entering the screen, I see the young adult male.
And
I mean,
that's
the young teenage male.
right on the right side of the screen, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, let's just play this at a little slower speed. Can you tell what speed this is going at?
If you move the, yes, it's 1/4 speed,
Okay.
0.25.
Let's run this through. You stop it right there. Now, we just
Can you
saw,
indicate the time that you stopped it at?
yeah,
please?
this is 2:13:26.7. Did you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now, as you view that, did it look to you like the adult male and the younger female fell to the ground?
It appears to me that they're starting to fall to the ground, yes.
Okay, and did you see them being approached by the young male at a rapid pace?
Yes, I do.
And did it appear he ran right into him?
It does look like he appeared to run right into the backside of him.
Okay, and do you think that might have affected their ability to stay on their feet?
Looking at the direction that the young male was running, I'm actually surprised that they didn't fall forward.
Okay, but they did fall down,
They fell backwards, yes,
and there was contact.
yes.
All right, now, there's a tree right there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's back it up just a little bit here. Now, watch as he approaches there, before he hits them, the young man in the Nike backpack. And watch that tree in the background, if you would. I'm going to stop this at 2:13:28. Did you see that tree?
Yes, I did.
Did it look like they maybe ran into the tree?
Yes, it does.
And which may explain why they didn't fall the other direction, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, in the state's still exhibits, there was a
I'm sorry, can you indicate what time you stopped the video
Oh, I'm
this
sorry.
second time?
2:13:28. They had showed two timestamp photos. One was exhibit 14, which was 2:13:25, and the next one was exhibit 15, was 2:13:45. Okay? Just watch the 9 seconds if we can between those two.
so cool.
And I'm stopping the video now at the 2:13:44 mark. Mr. Denicola, how would you describe what we saw in that scene, in that 1970 period?
What I saw through that time frame was the other students coming in and hitting the adult male.
Okay, did you see him kicking him as well?
Yes, I did.
And did you see where they were kicking him?
Yes, I did.
Where was that?
They were kicking him in the head.
And so it would seem that there was quite a bit of an attack going on there against the adult man, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I noted in your testimony you didn't mention any of that.
Right.
Okay. Were you advised not to mention that?
No.
You just chose not to?
I didn't want to, I was trying not to embellish anything. So I was just saying what I saw.
Okay. You were in the bus during this period of time?
At that point, yes, I was still on the bus.
Okay. So the same view you had of the initial few seconds was the same through this entire period we've just watched?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the kids that were riding the bus that day, are those regular bus riders?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Do you know them by name?
I do not.
Okay. But you recognize them when you see them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. After you said you got in there and got the arm to release off the young female, did you see the defendant move after that?
He rose his hands pretty much up towards his chest in a compliant manner.
Okay.
Like he was no longer resisting or was not going to put up any fight.
And so he's laying there kind of on his side, right?
At this point, yes, he is.
Okay, and he kind of stayed that way until you drove away, right?
No, I believe he was laying on, because the other gentleman was on top of him, holding him down, that arrived on scene after I separated them. So he appeared to be pretty much on his back, holding his hands up like this, like, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Leary, cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you see my client anywhere in the vicinity?
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, thank you.
How do you like your new job?
I love my new job.
Why do you love it?
Because as a transit ambassador, now I get to ride in the back of the bus with the passengers. It's pretty much customer service, making sure that passengers getting to their destinations, they know where they're going, and also a rule enforcement officer as well.
Okay. So are you doing more rule enforcement or more helping out?
It's a new program that just went live about 2 weeks ago. I've been doing mainly a lot of customer service.
Okay.
There's been a few rule enforcement issues that I had to deal with.
Is it hard to have somebody else drive it?
No, it's pretty nice.
Okay. I just have a couple of questions for you. So, you described kind of what you saw with respect to the students and the adult male, correct?
Yes.
And the female,
Yes.
correct? And you later described the arrival of two women wearing headscarves, correct?
Correct.
And the first one you saw was somebody who you described as filming.
Yes.
And then you described a second woman who was then holding the young woman that you described in this incident after being released by the adult male.
Yes.
There's a lot of descriptions without names, but is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we had a chance to talk at the break, correct?
Yes.
And so we watched the video to see if we could see kind of the arrival of the women, is that correct?
That is correct.
And that is visible in the video, but maybe not as clear on the big screen, is that fair?
That is fair.
Okay, so, and we were able to kind of piece together based on the still shots, correct?
Yes.
And we kind of timed it with the individual coming out of the truck, fair?
Yes.
Okay, so if I put up Exhibit 16.
When you done, Chris?
It's not up on the screen for some reason.
Okay. There we go. All right, so this is State's Exhibit 16, the still shot up on the camera. And we see 21354. Is that fair?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we see the truck parked in the turn lane, correct?
That is correct.
And we can see an individual just emerging from the truck.
That is correct.
Okay. And so we know that the altercation has been going on for some time leading up to this, correct?
Yes.
And we know that because we saw the video, right?
Right.
And we also know it's at the point where you have emerged from the coach,
Yes.
and we know that because we see an individual with the
High visibility safety vest,
high
yes.
visible safety vest. Okay. All right. So taking that off of the screen, and now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 17. And that is not straight. Let's see, there we go. And we see that is at 21357, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And then we see this individual who we're going to learn his identity later, running across the street, correct?
Yes.
And you are leaning down, going hands-on at this point, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, the next one, so that was 57, correct? 57 seconds.
Yes.
And then the next one is 21400.
Please indicate the exhibit number that you're publishing.
Absolutely, Your Honor. So the next one is Exhibit 18. And that is at 21400, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we can see that you are still leaning over hands-on, correct?
Yes.
And I see an individual standing with almost looks like a camouflage hat towards the back of the crowd.
Yes, right there.
And that is the individual who has run across the street, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in watching the video, we were able to determine about a second before this exhibit, 18, was the arrival of the women, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we now know prior to 21359, there's the altercation, correct?
Yes.
You arrive, correct?
Yes.
The individual comes across the street, correct?
Yes.
And then at this point, moving forward, the women have arrived. Is that
That's
fair?
correct. Yes.
Okay. And just so we're clear, you and I walked through this, but this is what you observed, correct?
Yes.
Both in real time and on these pictures, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Why are you barking at me?
And then you described on direct that the second woman who was holding this young girl after she had been freed, you described her as simply holding her around her waist,
That is correct.
and that she appeared to be fine at that point.
Yes.
Okay. So then, after your intervention and the intervention of the passerby,
Yes.
this girl,
Correct.
he is restrained by the passerby,
Yes.
does not appear to be resisting, correct?
That is correct.
Didn't say anything further.
No.
She's being held by her mom, or I'm sorry, she's being held by the woman, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at this point, you know that law enforcement is on its way,
Correct.
and you then return to your coach, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you did that because it felt like the situation was over at that point, correct?
That is correct.
The individual involved in the fight was being restrained, correct?
Correct.
And there was no other assaultive behavior that you witnessed.
That is correct.
Okay. And if that wasn't the case, you would have stayed, right?
That is correct.
And you left because you felt like the situation had resolved, correct?
That is correct.
And that authorities were on their way,
Correct.
and that the situation was over.
Correct. My main objective was to get the bus out of the way so first responders can get on scene.
Okay. Okay. But if it was still, if fights were still going on, if she was still in danger, you were going to stick around, right?
That is correct. If I felt that she was still in danger, I would have brought her onto my bus and shut the bus.
Okay. Is that part of your training?
That is.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ms. Stone, redirect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Denicola, Kading asked you some questions. How many times did you see the female on the ground?
Just at one time.
Okay, when the bus was initially pulling up and the initial fight was breaking out, fight was breaking out, when the initial scuffle or, I can't remember if you said scuffle or struggle.
Commotion or yeah, something like that.
Okay. When that initially occurred, as the adult male was punching the young male, where was the young female?
The young female was off to the side.
Okay. And was she standing up, or was she on the ground, getting off of the ground?
She was standing up.
Okay.
I threw you a cookie, girl.
Show you states, may I publish on it?
You may.
Show you States Exhibit 7 again, Mr. Denicola. And can you say States Exhibit 7?
State Exhibit 7.
States Exhibit 7?
States Exhibit 7.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And previously, you talked about what was happening on the right-hand side of this photograph. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you talked about the young male that I'm pointing to on the right, I would say center right, the young female, and the adult male. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And moving to States Exhibit 8. Where is the young female in this photograph? Is she standing up or is she lying down?
She's lying down.
How did she end up on the ground based on your observations?
She must have been pushed or
Well, let's go back to States Exhibit 7. Whose hands are on her when she's going down?
The adult male's hand is on her.
Okay. And you described earlier the adult male as later grabbing her by the clothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let's look at States Exhibit 10. Has she gotten back up on her feet or is attempting to get back up on her feet in this photograph?
It appears that she's attempting to get back up.
Okay. And by States Exhibit 12, how would you describe what looks like the stability of her and the adult male?
It looks like he has a hold of her.
Belle, hang on, don't go
And she's
in
still
there.
crouched over. She was unable to get fully erect, stand up straight.
Sure. And when we look at State's Exhibit 14, how would you describe the stability of the adult male and the young female in that photograph, or still shot?
Well, the adult male still, he appears to be stable. Can't see the young female very well here.
So previously you described, and I believe your testimony to Mr. Kading when he asked, is that they appeared to be already going down on their own. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so other individuals may have joined that process. Is that fair to say? But is it your testimony that they were not standing up and stable then at the time that those individuals joined that?
By looking at the picture here, the still photo, you can see his knees are bent here, so no.
Thank you. And Mr. Kading asked you why you didn't talk about number of strikes or kicking. Is that actually an accurate reflection of your testimony? Or did you in fact talk about that during your testimony?
I believe I did.
Well, and was one of the questions from the state to you whether the interventions of the children were effective? And what was your answer?
Yes, that was a question, that the interventions were ineffective.
Okay. So you did in fact talk about that during your testimony, and you talked about these 19 seconds. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did we watch those 19 seconds?
We did.
Okay. And based on your observations of the children's attempt to intervene in the choking of the young female, were their interventions effective?
No, it was not.
Mr. Leary then asked you about the location of the arms of the adult female. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And initially during your direct examination, you indicated you thought they were around her waist. Is that correct? And by I say direct examination, that means when I'm asking questions.
Right. Where the adult male's hands were?
No, where the adult female.
Oh, yes. Yes, the female, yes. Was
Okay.
around her waist.
And at the end of direct examination, when I asked you, are you certain you know where her arms were? What was your answer?
I believe so.
Okay. And who was your attention on?
I was focused on the adult male and on the female's face.
Okay. And do you know what happened after you left that scene?
I heard what happened after I left that scene.
So do you know, though? Did you physically see it?
No, I did not.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Kading, any recross examination?
No.
Mr. Leary, any recross examination? May this witness be excused?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Kading?
No.
Mr. Leary?
No.
Sir, you are excused and you may step down. You're free to go or remain however you so desire.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call your next witness, please. You may. Please. While we're waiting for the next witness to come into the courtroom, if you would like to stand, just move around a little bit, you are welcome to do so.
He's arguing that her boyfriend ran into them and that was what knocked them to the ground, and that was why she had that injury. I forgot what they called it. However, he knocked them down because the dad was choking her. Therefore, it is not his fault that she received that injury. It is still her dad's fault. So it's like, remember in the Hannah Gutierrez case? They were trying to blame it on the first responders. Something about the intubation that she was intubated incorrectly or something, and they were trying to blame her death on the first responders, saying that because of the difficulty with the intubation and it wasn't done properly or something like that, that was what caused her death. But it didn't matter, because had she not been shot, had that live round not been put in that gun and she hadn't been shot, there would have been no need for the intubation. Therefore, the intubation was not what killed her. It was the gunshot. So it doesn't matter. That's like a secondary thing. Had the first thing not happened, the second thing would not have happened. So you have to go by what the initial cause is. So his argument that the boyfriend knocking them to the ground caused that condition, it doesn't matter. The fact that her dad was strangling her is what caused that condition. So his argument's flawed, but that's where he's going with that.
Up here. And please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be true and correct?
I do.
Please be seated.
Thank you.
Ms. Zoe, you may inquire when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Yes, my name is Sopal Hing. Last name spelled Heang.
Are you currently employed?
I am.
How are you employed?
I'm employed with the City of Lacey Police Department.
Okay, and how long have you been employed with the Lacey Police Department?
Approximately 5 years.
Now, Officer Hang, what kind of training did you undergo to become a law enforcement officer?
I underwent the 720 hours of basic law enforcement academy, and that was at the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center. And then upon being certified as a peace officer, I've been on patrol the entire career, where we do annual training.
Okay, and what were some of the things that were taught during these 720 hours at the academy?
So we did criminal procedures, criminal law. There was firearms training, emergency driving or EVOC, what we know it to be. There's defense tactics, patrol tactics, crisis response, CPR, things of that nature.
And what are some of your responsibilities as a patrol officer?
Well, first priority is call for services. So as a patrol officer, any types of call that comes in, it's our responsibility. We have beats. So in Lacey, we have 3, so we're assigned a specific beat, and our responsibility is whatever call comes out is to take care of that call. In addition to that is if there's proactive policing. So when there's not call volumes or calls, it's kind of expected to kind of be proactive, so deter crime, look for suspicious activities, anything of that nature. And then on top of that, community policing. So that's just business checks, engaging with the community in a positive light.
Okay, Officer Hain, you testified a moment ago that the Lacey Police Department have 3 beats. What do you mean by beats?
It's just jurisdictional boundaries. So we have the Adam area, the Boyer, and the Charles area. It's just how it's separated within the city.
In the Adam area, which part of Lacey does that entail?
So that's from the boundaries, kind of where the train truss off of Rainier Road. So that's kind of the south boundary up until 22nd Ave.
And what about the, I believe you said the Boyd area, which part of Lacey does that entail?
So that's kind of more central towards the police station. So from 22nd Ave southeast up until 15th Ave northeast, or kind of by North Thurston High School.
Okay, and what about the Charlie district? Which area of Lacey does that entail?
That'll be Hawks Prairie area. So kind of a lot of the newer development, a lot of the warehouses that that are out there.
Okay. And as a patrol officer, when you're on duty, are you assigned to a specific area or do you patrol all within the city limits of Lacey?
We are assigned. It doesn't mean that you cannot, you can assist as needed in the other beats or jurisdiction, but we are assigned a specific jurisdiction area.
Okay. And were you working on October 18th of 2024?
I
No,
was.
didn't cover
And
her.
were you working as a patrol officer on that day?
I was.
And which jurisdiction of Lacey were you assigned to?
That I was the adamant car.
Okay. And what, if anything, and let me ask you a different question. What was your shift that day?
I was working day shift patrol.
Okay. And what are the hours for day shift?
So it starts at 6:30 a.m. and it ends at 5:10 p.m.
Okay. And what, if anything, occurred at approximately 14:15 hours or 2:15 p.m. That day?
So
Yay,
we received
Flash!
a disturbance call at Timberline High School.
And when you say we, who are you referring to?
I guess that Lacey Police Department, specifically in the Adam area.
Okay. And did you yourself respond to the call?
I did.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you initially observe when you arrived at the scene at 2:20 p.m.?
As I approached, so there was a circle of individuals, but as I approached, there was one subject, male subject, that had another male
I
subject
know, right?
pinned on the ground.
Okay. And the male subject that was pinned on the ground, were you able to ascertain his identity at some point?
I was.
And what was his name?
Ihsan Ali.
Okay. And prior to you having contact with Mr. Ali in front of the bus stop, did you have contact with Mr. Ali earlier that day?
I did.
Okay. And what was the purpose of that contact?
Prior that day, I had gone to his residence as he had reported his daughter as a runaway.
Okay. And what was the name of his daughter? And on October 18th of 2024, were you the first law enforcement officer to arrive at the bus stop scene?
I was.
Okay.
And Ms. Zoe, I know we just got started, but it's noon, and so we are going to take our break. Members of the jury, thank you so much for your time and attention this morning. We will be on break or recess until 1:30 this afternoon. The bailiff will tell you when they request you be back here so that they can have you in the jury room and bring you back in at 1:30. Please remember all of my instructions. The bailiffs would come forward and lead the jury back.
No, Your Honor, not from the city, thank you.
All right, Mr. Kading?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Larry? I have one question. Obviously, we have the current witness. Does the state have other witnesses planned for this afternoon? And can you indicate who will be doing the examination, please?
I do.
Okay. This is where this trial is going to be weird for us. Because we are on the East Coast, we are going to be quitting now. What we're going to do is we're going to stop every day when they do lunch. And then in the morning, we're going to pick it up where they left off. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how to do this trial. This is, I did a poll, and this is what, well, it was 50-50. And so I picked this. If you guys don't want to do it this way, let me know, and we'll do it the other way. So we'll quit now, and then in the morning, we will do the afternoon session. Yeah, we'd be here till 8 o'clock tonight. So this way, the only problem is that this week, I have 3 doctor's appointments. Tomorrow, I have 2. One at 12:30 and one at 2. So that means in the morning we can do the rest of today. And we'll be caught up on today. But we won't be able to start tomorrow until Wednesday morning. But Wednesday morning, we can just start at 8 and just keep going until we get as caught up as we can. And then Thursday morning, I have a doctor's appointment at 9. So when I get back, we'll just keep going from wherever we left off. We'll make it work, okay? And of course, yes, and I can increase the speed to get through it faster since it's on replay. And of course, as always, if you watch it with somebody else, that is perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Just then, if you come back into our chat, please no spoilers. So, it feels so weird ending today during lunch. Because we just got started. It's crazy. It feels weird to be stopping right now. But in the morning, we will finish today. And then we're going to wing it the rest of the week, getting caught up to the live. Before the end of the week, we will be caught back up to live. And it'll be all good. And I don't think I've not heard how long it's supposed to last, but I don't think it's going to take that long. Because video, everything's on video. And like I said, the one lawyer keeps saying that the video shows different than what people are saying. But like I said, that defense is not going to work. Because the reason why the boyfriend knocked them to the ground was because the dad was strangling her. So, cause and effect. If he hadn't been strangling her, the boyfriend would have never knocked them to the ground. Had he not been strangling her when she was knocked to the ground, that medical condition, I still can't remember what it's called. Pneumomedia something. Media, because it was mediastinum something. Because anyway, it's where air goes outside of your lungs. I don't know. I've never heard of it before, and I'm a nurse, so it's probably something that doesn't happen a lot. So that's it for today. Like I said, it feels really, really weird to be stopping this close to the beginning of a trial. But we're going to pick it up here in the morning at 8 o'clock. We're going to put Phil Spector on hold. We're at a very good place to stop in the Phil Spector trial because we are starting Sir rebuttal. We are almost done with that trial. So, oh, no, it's not inconvenient for me. I'm worried about you guys. No. Well, no. No, Flash, because I don't really want to do trials like that. The only reason why the Stearns case interests me is because of the mom. Because I kind of blame the mom a little bit. And I hate to blame the victims, but in this case, I just do. I'm worried about doing this case. Because Jen Soto, yeah, she's a weird one. Like, I even said I was debating about whether or not to do it. And then I showed, what did we watch the other day? Something about Stearns, I forgot what it was, that I played. And by the time it was over with, I only had like 3 people still watching. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this one. I ran everybody off. It's the mom. Like, I wanted her to get charged too. And she didn't. And I was upset. Because I think she deserves to be charged too. I don't know for what, though. Endangering a minor, maybe? For letting her just have sleepovers with this adult male at 13 years old or 12 years old? Yeah. But her mom enabled it. And that's, of course, though, she got immunity, so I don't know why. Like, I still want to see the trial, even though she's not charged, but she's the one I'm more mad at. I mean, men are gonna do what they're gonna do, but the mom enabled that monster. So, but yeah, it is a hard case. And like I said, and of course, it being Florida, but I saw it on court TV. I would have seen it whether I lived here or not, but so I saw it everywhere. And so that interested me because I saw it everywhere. And then the thing with the mom being like an airhead, or at least pretending to be an airhead. I don't know if it was pretend or real. I really don't. Oh, I remember what it was. I remember. It was his interrogation. His police interrogation. That's what it was that I showed the other day. During Verdict Watch on What's Her Face. My memory. Oh my God. What was her name? I don't even remember. We just watched the trial and the verdict, and I don't even remember this woman's name. Karina Cooper. I swear. My brain is fried. I remember nothing anymore. I used to have a good memory. I made good grades in nursing school. I can't remember nursing school. My brain is fried. And the hospital wants me to pay them money. I just got a text. It's expensive being sick. Yeah, I know. I need to find those. I watched some of them, but I think some of them I watched on the Behavior Panels channel, and they're like cut up, because they like do a minute and then they talk about it, and then they do another 30 seconds and talk about it, and then another minute and talk about it. I need to watch like the whole thing uninterrupted. But she definitely enabled that man. She's not right. She's not right. Why would you let your 12-year-old kid have a sleepover? Now, I get, like, if he's your boyfriend and you might marry him one day, like, if it's that type of relationship, you want your daughter to like your future husband, but still, no, you don't let, because I thought they lived in like a boarding house. Court TV says it's like an apartment building, but the way she talks is like, well, yeah, I let her go to his room. So I don't know, is it a room? Is it like a boarding house, one house with like rooms where they stayed, or I don't know, but that's what she said. Like, I would let her go to his room for movie marathons, and they would watch movies, and sometimes she would sleep in his room with him. And I was like, you did what now, woman? What? You did what now? I like the behavior panel too, but they ticked me off during the Karen Reed trial. And I swore I wasn't going to watch them anymore because they ticked me off. But I also understand that they have to be, what's the word I want? They have to kind of come at it with no knowledge in order to do behavior, just to read the behavior. Yes, they do. They do. I think that Chase thinks she's innocent, but he always agrees with them. And I think that the agreement is like they always agree with each other, right? But then he'll say something that makes me think that he agrees that he thinks that she is innocent. But then he'll turn around and agree with them, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then when I wanted them to do Jim McCabe for so long. And then when I found out they were going to do her while I was live streaming something else, and I like had a little mini party right here. I was like, woohoo! And then I like paused whatever we were watching, and I was like, I've been waiting for this forever. And then when they did it, they were like, she must have been around cops before. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was so mad. I quit watching it. I couldn't watch anymore. I've got a short. I did a short. I got so mad. I was like, I am never watching the behavior panel again, ever. I was so mad. And then people were like, well, they're not just here to be an echo chamber. That's not what I had a problem with. I don't have a problem with if they think she was lying or think that she's guilty, or that's not what I had a problem with. The comment, I bet she's been around cop. That's what I had the problem. Can we have a little bit of information that we know beforehand? Just a little bit? That's minor. That's like basic information. To know her brother-in-law was the cop that owned the house that he died at. That's all they needed to know. But no, yeah, he was right. She's been around cops. Bravo. Everybody that watched that could have told him that. I'm just saying. Like, oh my God. And then in another one, they were talking about the tail light. And he's like, why do they keep talking about... Now, this is all Mark, mind you. He's always been my least favorite. But after these 2 episodes, I was like, seriously? You've got to do some background research. You have to. Chaos? Who is Chaos? So then on this one, he's like, why do they keep talking about a broken taillight? What's the deal with a broken taillight? And I was just like, oh my God. That's not the one that made me quit watching them, though. It was the one about Jim McCabe and the cops. But the broken taillight one, I was just like, are you kidding me? Why is he asking, why are they talking about a broken taillight? I get why you want to go in not knowing a whole lot. But then when you say, well, why are they talking about a broken taillight? That makes you look a little stupid because that's like the whole thing of the case. I mean, I get like they've done the ones I've really liked. When they did Sarah Boone, they did her interrogation. I thought it was gonna be, because she kept saying unintentional, I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose. It was unintentional. I thought they were gonna like focus in on that. They focused in on the interviewers and what a terrible job they did. And I found that extremely interesting because, we kind of think that every interviewer, every interrogator knows their job and is going to do an excellent job. And the things that they were pointing out, like, the guy that was closest to Sarah Boone the whole time had a gun on his hip. If she had been a different type of criminal, that could have been horrible. Oh, I like Dr. G. I like Dr. G. And there's Spidey. I like Spidey. And there's another guy, can't remember his name. He has a thick Spanish accent. I can't remember his name. So it's not really the behavior, the study of behavior that I have a problem with. It's just, and it's not the behavior panel. I like them. Generally speaking, I like them. I just think that they need to do a little bit more research because they are picking up on these basic. No, it's not Grande. Grande talks too slow. I can't. I look at his thumbnails and it looks interesting and I want to watch it and I'm like, he talks too slow. I guess I could always speed it up. I guess I could watch him sped up. But yeah, he talks too slow. I talk slow and he talks too slow for me, so I can't remember the guy's name. Jesus something, I think, is his name. Yeah. Spidey looks at a lot of things for baseline. I just feel like they need to know the basics of the case. And I think in Karen Reed's case, the broken taillight and the fact that Jim McCabe is related to cops and friends with cops, I think that those were basic things they should have known before going in. And that's my complaint, not the body language part of it. That wasn't my complaint. It was, you need to know a little bit more about the case you're talking about. Now, the ones where they talk about just like straight up, because they were doing like Karen's TV interviews and stuff. And then the Jim McCabe stuff they did was like from the first trial. Aw. Oh, I forgot about that. What a nice compliment. That's sweet. I think I watched some of their Dahmer. I think I did watch their Dahmer stuff too. But yeah, I backed off of them for a while, but I mean, I'll probably go back to watch, especially the next like weird thing that hits. I think I watched some of their Harry and Meghan Markle stuff, who I can't stand, by the way, because I know dang straight if I married a prince, sign me up for princess. Hello. Forget America. I'm going to go live in a castle, do all the royal things. I don't know what her problem is, man. I don't know. Did she not, like, watch Disney when she was a kid? You're doing it wrong, Megan. You're doing it wrong. That is going to be on my list when after we get done with Phil, I'm going to make a poll. And that I think is going to be one of the ones I put in the poll. It's definitely going to be Brooks. Yeah, I know that there is some, well, according to Megan, there's some racist, but I don't know how much racism there is because I don't trust a word that woman says. So, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I know, but I mean, body language is valid. But you like, just because said you have to get a baseline. Like I do this a lot, and it has nothing to do with me being upset or mad or disgusted. It's just one of my comfortable ways of sitting. Oh yeah, Robert Barto's another good one because I did an episode on Rebecca Schaefer. That would be a good one. So I don't know. I'm gonna pick like 3 or 4. Yeah. I was surprised they were allowed to marry in the first place, though. That kind of shocked me. Oh, Robert Bartos was a bench trial? Well, that was stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think, well, it depends on if you're truly innocent, then bench trials might be the way to go. In most cases, not in Karen Reed's, but in most cases. But if, I mean, he did it. Like, why would you? Whatever. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm going to go and then I will see you guys at 8 o'clock in the morning and then we will do the afternoon of day 1. Yeah, I think so too. And that's so awful. I mean, I feel bad for Harry. But it is what it is. I mean, it's thousands and years of tradition, So it's like I was talking earlier about knowing your roots. Like that's well, look at this case though. I guess if let's say he married for love and she didn't want all the princess stuff, then I guess they have the right to do that. But if it was me, princess. Okay, guys, I will see you in the morning at 8 o'clock, and we will do the afternoon of day 1 of the attempted honor killing trial. And, bye, guys. Be kind to people. Love your family. And Jesus loves you, and so do I. And I will see you in the morning. Bye. Have a great evening, everybody.